Good afternoon, everybody. Can you hear me? Yeah, thank you. Oh, nobody's got their lunch with them. It's a lunch and learn session, so we're going to try to make it as friendly and as interesting and engaging as possible. So welcome to everybody. Can you see my shared screen? No? Oh, that's not a very good start, Mina.
I can see
Any,
your screen now.
you can? Can you see my PowerPoint?
Yes.
Brilliant. Thank you very much indeed. So welcome everybody, and we won't do quick introductions because we've only got 30 minutes, but this is a really light session to just welcome you to, first of all, myself. My name is Mina Rall, and I'm the Canal and River Trust Safeguarding Manager and the Designated Safeguarding Lead. So welcome to each and every one of you today. Let's make this a light-hearted and interesting session on what is safeguarding, and let's talk a little bit about what that means for the organisation, how you fit into it, and how it can help you with your work and with, keeping everybody safe and happy. So a few little pointers. First of all, there are some sensitive issues that can start with safeguarding. So sensitive emotional triggers that may, be there for some people today. So I just want to start the session by saying this session is going to be recorded and it will be shared widely across the trust. So please be mindful of that any confidential information or anything you want to share, please let's do that offline. And if anybody wants to speak to me in private, we can also speak in private, and I will be available at any time that you need me. So feel free to do that. Are there any questions before we go into the details of today's session? No, I'll take that as a no. Okay, so keeping it kind of real, we do have some aims of what we're trying to achieve today. So what I want to bring to you is what is safeguarding and what that means for the organisation. How do we recognise early signs of concern? What is your role in reporting and responding to safeguarding? And maybe some real life examples that highlight why safeguarding is so important and why it matters. More importantly, from a practical point of view, I want to give you a little bit of insight, and I'm really sorry if you already have all the information of who to contact if you have a safeguarding concern and where you can actually go for some immediate support and advice and guidance, not only for other people, but for yourself as well, because yourself in safeguarding is also equally important. So let's start with what is safeguarding, because we do have a legal definition and we do have a practical definition that we should be applying to all of our work that we do, both personally and professionally. I live and breathe safeguarding. Sometimes I wish I could take off my hat, but I can't always do that. So a gentle reminder, what is safeguarding? Safeguarding means protecting a person's health, well-being and human rights, and enabling them to live free from harm, abuse and neglect. So take a few seconds to digest that definition, some of those keywords in there, how that and what that means for you. Things like abuse, neglect, harm, danger, risk, all the negatives. And you're like, Mina, on this Wednesday lunchtime, this is such a negative thing to talk about. No, it isn't, my dear friends, my colleagues. This is about turning it into something positive. Any small steps of action that you take can actually have a big impact on somebody's life. And we don't realize that. Every single step of action you take every day, I'm sure that everybody that's sitting in this meeting today makes a positive difference to somebody's life. I don't want tears, I want smiles all the way through this half an hour. But sometimes we can get a bit emotional and we can get a bit tearful because, you know, we've made that difference to somebody. And one small step can be that 10 more steps up that ladder. So if we can create that ladder, because everyone's got a ladder, but sometimes they forget how to carry on taking steps up. And this is what safeguarding's there for. It's there for us to remember that everybody's got that ladder and we are there to enable, to empower, and really give them those gentle reminders that they can do it. I did say that I was going to give you a few seconds to digest some of those words, but I've carried on talking. So I will just pause there and let you digest. Okay, I'll break the silence. Any questions at this stage? Okay, feel free to put them into the chat. Our lovely colleague Michelle is going to give me a helping hand there as well. So please reach out to me or Michelle if you have questions throughout the session. Okay, and feel free to have your lunch and your drinks and, you know, be happy while we do this. So how does safeguarding fit into the Canal and River Trust? Safeguarding is about protecting everyone every day. I love that statement, and I'm going to share this passion with you, and you're going to start having love for that statement as well. The Canal and River Trust is committed to safeguarding the welfare of all children and adults at risk by protecting them from neglect and from physical, sexual, and emotional harm. Once again, lots of negative words there. However, it is the commitment to protection. That's what we're trying to do here. So that's how the Canal and River Trust look at things. Now, we work with a lot of adults. Some of us might work with children, some of us might work with people, but a lot of us are adults and we work with adults. So when we look at some indicators, because, you know, I've worked in safeguarding now for over 20 years, and even though I don't look that old, I know, recognising signs of abuse or neglect, there are indicators, things that are obvious and things that are subtle. Now, in adults, we might see some sudden changes of behaviour, withdrawal, fearfulness, anxiety around other people, unexplained injuries, poor hygiene, malnutrition, missing money or unexplained transactions, deteriorating living conditions, and carers having some control to accessing that person. Now, the boaters that we work with, our customers, the people that we engage with every day, they belong in this category. And these are some of the signs and indicators that we should be looking out for. Let's not go out there and start creating them, guys. We just need to look out for them. So, what are the types of abuse? What is abuse? It's not just bruises and cuts and, you know, things that might be physical. It's emotional, psychological, sexual, neglect, financial, material, domestic abuse, which I'm very passionate about because empowering people around domestic abuse and, you know, just giving them that access to services, something can be done about it. We can bring about change. Organisational abuse, self-neglect and discriminatory abuse. So those are, I've listed them there, but those are types of abuse that take place and things for you to think about. Adults who are at risk, there are some vulnerable categories, adults with care and support needs, children who may have disabilities or have additional vulnerabilities. We work with those people. Some of our volunteers have additional needs. We have to make reasonable adjustments for them. And the boaters that we work with, they have a huge amount of vulnerabilities. We have to remember that those vulnerabilities can sometimes cause them to be in that higher category. So let's kind of like, you know, give them some extra attention. Children, we work with children. They come to our events, they come to our activities. We have our sessions, which I can't think of the name, but there are sessions that we do. And unexplained injuries that we might see with a child, inconsistent explanations, if there are frequent absences from school, a decline in their behaviour, sexualised or not age-appropriate behaviour, a reluctance to go home, running away from home, physical, emotional withdrawal, and signs of neglect. Signs of neglect can be dirty clothes, hungry, tiredness, even somebody having the wrong size footwear. When I worked in children's services, I was quite surprised because I didn't come from that world, luckily, where I had to wear shoes that were the wrong size. But a wrong fit of shoes is actually a form of neglect. So you might be thinking, well, where do we pick up these signs? These signs can be in children, young people, anywhere. Some of our volunteers, some of our apprentices, some of our volunteers that come to do, sessions with us, some of the activities that we provide for them, the access to services, children that we might just see on our towpaths. So, anything that where we have children present, both in our professional worlds and our personal worlds. So, lots of information there for you to digest, but I'm going to hand over to you now for 2 minutes. In your role, what signs might you realistically notice? What do you think that you could see or hear where you think, okay, could this be something that I need to talk to Mina about? Is this something that I need to talk to somebody about? Just give you 2 minutes to kind of think about that amongst your own mind. What could you come across? Thank you, Laura. Feel free to start sharing with each other and with me. We've just had STEM, and that was the name of the activities that I was thinking of earlier. So thank you so much. Anybody else confident enough, comfortable enough to share, please? Oh, I've even said please. You can't say no to that.
Can I speak?
Of
Is that okay?
course, yes.
Thank you. I was just thinking back to my time as a volunteering leader and supporting volunteers. You'd regularly be out on towpath, on lock flights, and you would see situations where perhaps young people were being neglected within the boating community. So it was, and that's something I really am passionate about, is sharing that with lock keepers to ensure they're aware of the safeguarding procedures, because they are the front line of a lot of our customer base, which is, yeah.
Thank you, Jason. Any more, please? Anything that you come across in your day-to-day? Your colleagues, your work people, your people that you engage with? Work programming. Thank you, Gina. Thank you. Okay, I'm sure you've all got some, but I'm not a teacher, even though some people say I sound like one. So keep those thoughts to yourself. Changes in attitude, late meetings, poor work performance. Yeah, thank you. I think that was from David. We come across these things. Christine, colleague who may be withdrawn or changes of behaviour. Absolutely. We don't know what's going on behind closed doors. We don't have access to see or hear. And it's not only, like Jason has said, the towpaths, our lock keepers, our boaters, it's our colleagues. Each and every person that we work with has got a life, they've got a voice. And if something's going on, we need to, we can't take them under our wing and protect them forever, but we can provide access to services. And that's what we need to tighten up on. That's what we need. That's the culture that we want to really foster across the whole of the trust, that we are a safeguarding organisation and we safeguard and protect each and every person that has contact with our organisation. So thank you very much for that. I need to switch screens. Okay, so next slide, and I'm sorry that there's so many slides, but there's so much information to give to you. So your role, you've all got responsibilities. We've all got responsibilities. It's simple. Stay alert. You're not here to investigate. Share your concerns, record those concerns factually, and I've put that factually, what was said, the exact words. And if swearing words were used, it's fine. If there was something that was sexualized, it's fine. We need to be factual. It's not your opinion, it's the fact. Follow internal reporting procedures. Never investigate yourself. Maintain confidentiality. However, don't make any secrets. We never promise secrecy. Prioritize safety over discomfort. For a while, we will feel uncomfortable with dealing with a safeguarding concern, but let's look at the long-term benefits and solutions of that. Some people feel really uncomfortable about safeguarding, and I understand that. There are barriers. It's not something that we like to do. It's not a pleasant subject. But like I said, it's about remembering the positive impact that you're making. I've heard people say, I might be wrong. What if I've got the wrong piece of the jigsaw? What if I'm not kind of got this right? I don't want to get somebody into trouble. That's another famous one. It feels awkward. Someone else will notice I don't need to report it. They might not. Yeah, if you've seen something or heard something, tell somebody. It might be nothing, but you know what? I'd rather have lots of issues that come to, no further action required, but it's been resolved. That is a much more comfortable position to be in. We have a 4-step model in the trust, and one of those is remembering your 5 R's. Lots of people say concerns, but what do I do? It's about recognizing, responding, reporting, recording, and referring. Just to let you know, as a little present, the organisation will be distributing a small 4-leaf card around safeguarding that should be coming to your doorsteps and to your laptops very, very shortly, hopefully by the end of this week. And there will be a digital version, and there will also be a paper version of that. And all of this information, the 5 R's, will be on there as well. People say, what do I record? What do I say? Simply date, time, place, the exact words, facts, who was present, and most importantly, your name. It's taking ownership of that, and if somebody needs further information or more details, they will know where to come. I used to work with a social worker that always used to say to me, I keep it all in my head. I don't need to write it down. And one day I had to be a little bit kind of assertive with him and say, if something happens to your head, what's going to happen to this information? And it's just as simple as that. If it's not shared, we can't do anything about it. So a couple of you mentioned there in our little 2-minute chat about staff members that, where there's a change in their behaviour. What if somebody then makes a disclosure to you? The rules of this are simple. The guidance is simple. Stay calm. Don't judge. Don't ask leading questions. Acknowledge how difficult it may be for them to have shared that information with you. Always explain what will happen next, what you're going to do with that information. That manages expectations, and report it immediately. So we want to create a culture across the trust where we are more approachable. I'm approachable, and I'm sure each and every one of you are as well. Let's talk about safeguarding. Let's not brush it under the carpet. If it's happened, we need to deal with it. Let's model professional boundaries. Any unsafe comments or behaviour, let's challenge them. Let's not be afraid to speak up, share our concerns, report our concerns, but always be aware of digital and privacy risks. Things like photographs, sharing information online. You know, it only takes a second for something to go viral. And once it's out there, we can't claw it back. So all of that, it's in safeguarding as well, safe practice. I will stop there just for a few seconds. Thoughts, anything that you want to share at this stage? Well, you're all still smiling, so that's a good sign. Yeah,
I think the 5 Rs are really useful as like a framework of what to do, how to follow through with the process. I think that makes it really easy because sometimes it can be like, oh, I've realized that somebody has concerns and it's a whole barrage of things that you have to do. So that really like nicely breaks it down. I definitely like a little, thing that says that on it.
Gina, you're going to get one. It's on its way, my love. Everybody's going to get one. So yeah, but thank you for that, because it's something that's needed and it's very small, very compact. You know, hopefully it will be helping us to move forward with this. But thank you for that. Anybody else before we move on? Sorry, I'm whizzing through this, but I'm just mindful of time because I am a talker and I sometimes get a little bit carried away. But it's all good. This is good stuff to talk about, so do forgive me. Oh, we've just had a message from Laura. Yes, absolutely. Thank you very much for that. It'll be nice that everybody can get a copy of those cards. There'll be plenty available. Right, so key takeaways from today. Safeguarding is everybody's business. You don't need to prove something to raise a concern. Early intervention prevents harm. Early intervention and intervention, that's great. That's what we're looking for. If it can get to if it escalates, it's not a problem. We have resources to deal with that. Don't be afraid. But if we can recognise it early, we can deal with it early. And as your designated safeguarding lead, I am here to support you. Don't inundate me with your questions. However, I am here to help you and I'm pretty much available whenever you need me. So we now have, and I'm going to try. Oh, it's not letting me do it. Can you see that?
Not yet.
No, not yet.
Mina, just click on your little video, your television screen in your bottom right-hand corner to do your slideshow first. And then if you've built it in, you can just click on that YouTube link. Do you know how I mean?
Okay. Can you see it now? No?
No.
No. Is it open behind it? Only it should just open in that page, like Bally said.
Okay. Well, you have the link there. What I will do is make a quick decision. It's only a couple of minutes to watch the video, but I am going to make a decision only because of time. If I could ask you to have a look at that video yourself, all this will be recorded, so you will have the link. I've just had a quick message to say, would I be able to copy the link into the chat? That's a great idea. Why did I not think of that? Copy link, and let's see if this works. Yes. Okay. Right. So that's there in the chat now for you guys. So please remember, safeguarding is everybody's responsibility. Report all safeguarding concerns quickly, just to say where you can get support. Not only is it the inbox for the safeguarding team, it's also any welfare concerns or customer services can be contacted. If you don't know the telephone number and the email addresses, they are there. However, any emergencies, 999. If it's an immediate emergency of risk or danger, do not hesitate to call 999. If you need to speak to anybody about a concern, myself, Sean Williams and Christine Meller are here to help you with that and advise you and guide you. There is other support available. The Samaritans telephone number is there. And you know, you guys know this, but the ULife Employee Assistance Programme, but just a very quick reminder that that is there for everybody as well. Now, I am going to try my polls because I have some questions for you. And this is my first one, which I hope will be in the chat. Yes? Can you guys see that?
Yep.
Yeah, so if you would like to select for me for the question, what does safeguarding mean? Protecting people from harm, abuse and neglect, ensuring everyone behaves professionally, creating organisational policies, or providing first aid?
I think we've all got it. If not, we've all done very bad.
Okay. So I will have a look, and then I have a second question for you. Which action is appropriate if you notice a safeguarding concern? I'll have a look at all the answers later and you'll get a response from me to let you know. And then my last question to you is, safeguarding is the only responsibility of the designated safeguarding leads in the organisation. Is that true or false? So while you're doing that, the first question, we had 100%, guys. Well done. I'm so proud of you. Anne's question 2, we had 100% for the right answer. Well done. And question 3, we had 100%. Questions will get harder in session 2, so do not forget that. Right, we have just 1 or 2 slides to go through. So big well done, everybody. And Gina, thank you so much. Now I have, so those were your 3 questions and we all got 100% on those. Now, one final question. We have, just after this session, do you feel confident about who you should contact to discuss a safeguarding concern with? Do you feel more confident? Because I'm sure you were all confident before we started. We have 100% yes. I am so pleased to see that. Well done, guys. Righty-ho. Now, I know that we've hit 1:30, but just very, very quickly, and I'm available after the meeting if anybody wants to have a chat, but just very, very quickly, if you can stick around, are there any questions without kind of confidential information or anything that you'd like to ask here?
No.
Is that no?
Just that this session is great. Thank you, Mina.
That's absolutely fine. Thank you, Jason, and you're all welcome. There will be more of these, and the questions will get harder. You might need to do some homework and some revision next time. But thank you very much for joining me, and you know where I am if you need me. Look forward to having your cards coming your way shortly.
Brilliant. Thanks, Mina.
Okay, thank you,
Thank you,
everybody.
Mina. Thanks.